Hi, nurse community. How is everybody doing today? My name is Nikki, and I'm a nurse and a health equity education coach. Thanks so much for joining me again today. I'm going to be continuing this conversation with these questions that were asked of me in this wonderful webinar that I did for the ANA called Overcoming Obstacles to a Successful DEI Program, Key Steps and Actions All Nurse Leaders Can Take Right Now. And what I really do as a health equity education coach is I help academic nurse leaders bypass the trial and error of mistakes that are commonly made in approaching health equity so that nurses are prepared for the rigor of practice. I love what I do. I hope you enjoy this time with us today. All right, so the question for today is, how do we break the silent cycle when staff do not feel like they have a safe space to express concerns related to DEI? This is a tough question. This is something that I know personally I have dealt with and continue to deal with, is really feeling like I have a safe space and safe container. So honestly, the best way for people to overcome feeling like they can actually speak is to give them the opportunity to speak freely and to share with you their thoughts about what they feel is happening in the organization related to DEI without fear of retaliation. That can be a really difficult and long journey to take. In previous moments, I've shared that we have to embed this in our organizational DNA so people don't feel penalized for being able to express themselves. But here are a couple of other things that you can do. You want to establish a clear policy on respectful communication. So we already know that it's important how we communicate, what we're communicating, when we're communicating, being professionals. Even when we're upset or frustrated, we have to know how to give and receive feedback. That's one of the number one reasons, did you know, that people leave organizations is because they don't get feedback. And so no feedback is bad feedback. And people feel like they're not doing their job and they feel like they're not doing well. So that is not a safe space that has been created. So you have to be able to do that. And that does require training a lot of the times on the parts of leadership, parts of other people, so that we know how to give and to receive feedback. Creating opportunities for participation in active listening sessions, I think, is also really, really critical. Teaching people the importance of active listening. In some of the work that I do with MD moms on implicit bias training, we make active listening be one of the most key important things that we talk about in creating space for people. When people feel heard, respected, and listened to, they're much more likely to share their thoughts and their opinions with you, versus when they feel like if they share that with you, you're going to take that and twist their words or make it be something that it was not. People do not feel safe and they do not want to work in those spaces. These are common sense things, aren't they? But it's so important and it doesn't happen, which is why you're asking the questions. The last thing I'll say is provide support for those staff members who are under-resourced, minoritized, folks who tend to be from vulnerable communities have less support than other people in the organization. They're just overlooked more often. And without that support, they continue to be overlooked, and the things that they do not get recognized, and they feel devalued even though they're working very hard. So just remember, when you're trying to create a safe space, that you want to establish clear policies on respectful communication, be willing to offer active listening sessions and trainings for people, and then also provide those minoritized staff with additional support and let them know that you want to support them in these organizations. That's what I have to share with you today. I hope it was worthwhile. Please let me know if you have questions. Follow me on LinkedIn, YouTube. Check out my webinar here as well. Take good care.